Well, ladies and gentlemen, and respectable judges, whoever thinks that school is now failed to educate people, well, we probably get far enough to imagine this rule. Factually, Indonesian United Teacher Federation's FSGI 2023 study reports that 57% cases happen to major status of students. It holds 63 cases have gone wrong in the cycle of school, while 37% are outside, in which there are 4 out of every 10 students have experienced violence. One of the Pesantren students like me even feel the same fault. How co-educational institutions where the people are emotionally raised be the home of violence cases? Mariam L., a teacher who gets bullied by students in Maluku, Zaharman, a teacher who loses sight by parent protest in Bengkulu, even Basman, one of outstanding students who was found dead at school for have no reasons. Those recently cases are too rude to be true that the men behind of those are the people of our educations. It could be my son's to look at them as nothing. Somehow, the ethic, rhetoric, and critical are now the opposite of students. In this meantime, they are killing the educational practice. And what can we expect for this? I'm really sorry. I'm sick of this reality. But I don't want to let you all feel the same foul bad you twice. I come on behalf of students not to tell you how education and the people of my school today, but how we could deal with this and bring back the ethic, rhetoric, and critical values as well as I put those things into my speech. And I never stop to speak, for we only have 2 choices. Take the risk or lose the chance. Well, let's dive to the case. Defensively, rhetoric is a skill of communications to move people with good communications. And critical is well known as human thought to think efficiently and solve wisely. While ethic is behavioral doctrine which included to the sense of responsibility, empathy, and unique sensibility. Rhetoric, ethic, and critical must be as sustained as education's orientations. But ladies and gentlemen, why today's students are gender-testing? How the school and teacher are really meant to responsible? This is how I bring my speech to talk about. As we all know, school is demanded to teach and build student characteristics as the second closest community after family. But the fact that school is totally failed for this. Because they are really consuming criticism from a teacher which personally triggers their mind to the resistance. As a result, disrespecting teachers are most common leading problem. If the community at school continuously live like this, it will affect another factor comes even more. Besides, critical must also be sustained as education's orientations, in which, based on Central Stationery Agency, that 688 billion fresh graduations are jobless. However, the lack of student find work after being at school is considered as the biggest top of reason why most criminal likely comes from unemployment. If we continue to treat them like this, they will act more aggressive or even moral degradation is risky enough to happen. As solutions, first thing we have to fix is the ethnic. Somehow we could fix another one in simple. So, parent and teacher must have personal dialogue, inclusively approach, be the role model of students, and motivate them wisely for their mistake, not too much, even angry. Because the mature children teach them to take a better decisions and own different emotional feeling. Secondly, to build student critical, Merdeka curriculum must be equally implemented. Give student favorite subjects to prevent burden. Aside from obligating to master the compulsory subject, they also need to include soft skills such as leadership and solve problems to fit students' personal branding for larger field after school. We know for sure how this element create great collaborations for sustainable development. So, teachers should put emphasis to this to strengthen students' critical ability as purity and sustainable development as orientations. As I wish today, for all elements influence to this case, with all due respect, I merely invite you to do big push to this one. Having privilege on education will make us smart in a young age. There will be no more unemployment if they have enough educations. There will no more longer worry if they have own master, soft skill, and proficiency. And there will be no more bleak future if they own sustainable best educations. To sum up, wise man ever once said, being tired is a possible risk, but giving up is not the solution. By mean, if we don't want to feel the bitter process of learning in bloom, we must be ready to face the bitter life in the future. To end, I hope my speech today can arise people awareness and realize that every one of you is now holding a power. No matter what is your problem today, this moral crisis and educational practice are the clash to all of us. Remember, a youth who can push super hard to make something really happen are among two powerful forces. They are the men of confidence and the people of education. I rest my case.